Thanks for hanging out with us this evening on the Tahoe Tonight Show. I'm Kristen Farrell. With me in the studio, Wendy David, Mayor, South Lake Tahoe, and Austin Sass, Mayor Pro Tem, South Lake Tahoe. How are both of you this evening?
We're great.
Staying busy, I'll bet. A lot of things coming to the table here, tax initiatives, if you will. I'm going to start with you, Austin. Talk to me about what's going on.
Well, Wendy and I make up the Finance Subcommittee, and one of our duties is to come to City Council with recommendations for a way to drive more revenue. So at our next City Council meeting, we're going to come forward with two initiatives. The first one is recreation-oriented. We're going to propose to City Council and discuss with the rest of City Council an increase in the tourist transit occupancy tax, which is called TOT, of 2%, which will generate about $2 million a year, and that money would go exclusively to recreation. And the first project that we have in mind is a brand new swim and recreation complex that will basically replace the one we have right now and double or triple our capabilities from where we are today. It has the support of the Lodging Association, who's most affected by the tourist occupancy tax increase, as well as the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay, so this isn't something that would really affect locals per se in the tax increase.
100% out of the tourist pocket.
Okay.
What survey after survey has shown, and that's what locals want.
That would greatly benefit locals. And he mentioned the Boys and Girls Club, and one
Yes.
thing is they're really looking for a home, and we're trying to work with them, so there's a possibility that this could also be their new home. So exciting things.
A collaborative effort, for sure.
We like those public-private and nonprofit partnerships.
Absolutely, you know, and you can involve the community, especially in you know how it's operating going forward.
Exactly.
Is a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more. There's more going on, not just that, right?
Right. So we're proposing two tax initiatives, the TOT that will go to recreation, and then our residents have been telling us for years that if there's one thing they really want us to pay attention to, it's our roads. And I don't think there's a person that drives on our roads that doesn't know we had a pretty bad winter, even just this winter. So we are proposing 0.5% sales tax that would then be an advisory vote that would go along with that, where the voters can choose where they want that to go. We feel that roads is probably going to be right up there in something that they're going to pick as their first choice. But we'll probably put forward, I think it's 2 or 3 choices, and then based on those choices, that's where that 1/2 sales tax would go. Again, the impact is minimal on our residents because about 75% of the sales tax that's raised in our community is raised from tourists that are visiting here. So we're trying to really honor our residents but improve our community. Our roads need about $3 million a year just to stay even, correct? And this 1/2 would bring in about $2.5 million. So it would go a long ways for us to repair and keep our roads at a level so that we're not having to spend a great deal more money.
Go ahead.
It's also important to note that the sales tax increase doesn't affect things like groceries or pharmaceuticals. It's really
Retail sales.
It's really retail sales, and that's why we believe that predominantly this will affect tourists as opposed to locals.
Okay. Good information. How important is it for people to get involved?
Vitally important. You know, we went through, I think we've gone through a time in our city where people weren't as involved and weren't being proactive about the change and being progressive. Now we're really seeing a shift in that. We're seeing, especially the millennials, and they are saying, this is where we want to live, this is where we want to raise our families, we want to invest in the future of South Lake Tahoe.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you for being with us this evening. More Tahoe Tonight coming up next.